king over.
Got it.
Okay?
It could be a principality.
It could be people that you are over. In
Got
other words, Mr. G and Mr. S aren't kings of a country, but they are kings. Do you hear what I'm saying? They are kings.
I'm still trying to decipher who G and S are, but I do hear what you're saying.
Yeah, Mr. G was divorced recently, not so long ago, with his wife, and Mr. S is the old man. But we can talk later.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So we see it's going to be a big battle, and no human being is going to be able. I mean, look at that thing. It's not for us to try and fight that thing. This is going to be a battle where Yeshua, Jesus, is going to stand up and he's going to show that he's already overcome everything. But this final battle, the 7 heads, spiritual evil, we see it's getting worse and worse. The abortions.
I mean, the blue team over here is running on that too.
You're right. The sex trade, where they say that the red team is trying to tell them to stop and they can't do that.
Yeah. It's funny because I had Madison on the other day and we decided to call them tunnel pushers so we could say it on social media, and it's a really, everyone knows pretty much what somebody being pushed through a tunnel is.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got child slavery. We know about the tunnels, doctrinal perversions, false prophetic, the 10 horns. I mean, you can just see what this thing looks like. It's horrific. Ultimate evil. I mean, this is now really building up to the 10 kings of the thrones that we spoke about, the ultimate evil, cosmic forces to destroy anything that represents Yahweh. So it's going to be a huge battle at the end. But it's going to be good to know on which side you are on.
Yes.
You can't then at the end decide. You've got to decide now. Rather decide now and make sure that you know where you stand. And so the 7 crowns, the usurping of Yahweh's power on earth, where you stand. And so the 7 crowns, the usurping of Yahweh's power on earth, and the shape-shifting into any combination which a higher-ranking dragon chooses.
Right.
Any color or earth type, air dragons, water dragons, all the types of dragons. We're going to look at them now. And so the multidimensional structure is a complete copy of the structure outlined by Paul. Remember the ability to shapeshift. So the dragon can transform from one day to the next. So the one day he's going to come at you like this, and the next day he's going to look totally different. You won't even know it's the same thing you saw yesterday. So we must keep the shapeshifting in mind. He is a specialist at that. So Ephesians 6, verse 11 to 12, it says, put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, the authorities, the cosmic powers over this present darkness, and against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly places. So that's your second heaven. So that's what Paul is trying to tell us. He says it's not Mickey Mouse we're fighting. It's big guys, it's Satan's big guns. He's going to take out everything he's got that's going to come forward. So we really need to know where we stand. So there are 5 top dragons. Level 1 is the ascended dragon, which is the celestial dragon, wrapped in mystery, reflecting duality, positive and negative, and polar opposites. So this is your celestial dragon, which is in the heavenlies, wrapped in mystery, and then reflecting this dual nature. Okay, then we have the ascended dragon, which is a type of a demigod. So that's the second level. And so it's like a Nephilim. It's a type of a Nephilim. And also Nephilim Nimrod, where Nimrod found the secret and he could shapeshift. He changed, his DNA changed. Then we have the third one. The third level is the cosmic dragon.
Third one in that level.
So third one in the level is it helps you to connect to human beings, to fallen angels. So this cosmic dragon will come and introduce you to the fallen angels and to give you knowledge and understanding. So there's an exchange that takes place. I'll take you to the next level, and in the place of that, I will give you knowledge and understanding, which is what people want, which is what the cult is after. They want knowledge. They want, the whole new Atlantis. We've got old Atlantis, which is where the library is and all the books and the scrolls are being held of bloodlines. But we've got new Atlantis, which is all the everything to do with technology. I told you that I ministered to a girl that was iPhone 6, and we are now iPhone 15, 16, I think.
16 or so, yeah.
So it's huge, the jump for knowledge. And then transform thoughts into physical forms. So you think something, it's like... when God created, he created trees. He thought it, and it came into being. And so it's the copy that is also taking thoughts and putting it into physics. So he's trying to copy what God has done. Then the galactic dragon, which is massive onyx type dragon. He operates in the outer realms, working with the stars and the planets. So he's quite high up, and a lot of people collect these kind of dragons, and they got beautiful colors, crystals.
Right, I've seen those.
Yeah, you've seen them. All right, and then we have the vibrational dragon, which is the fifth one, and it uses vibration.
That's what I was thinking of it as. Yeah.
Also, so it's using energy, and the energy weapons that are being used against so many people, so many survivors. So many people are being blasted with energy weapons. Mm-hmm. And they are also more, and it was like almost you don't go there because you don't know what's going on. You don't understand how they do this. But obviously they're pulling on this dragon that's giving them the energy that is released against these people, and how they are being attacked 24/7. And the trauma, the torture, the pain, it is horrific. Yeah. And now people are starting to do conferences about it, Carmen. I am so happy because, you feel helpless. You feel, how can I help these people for it to stop? Right. Like this one guy was saying, he's being raped 24/7. He can't get it to stop. It is just horrific what they do to them. And so I'm so grateful that there are people that are standing up and starting to discern what is happening and actually doing conferences on it.
Wow.
So I'll send you that information as well.
Yeah.
So if people need that, we can help
share
them.
It. Yeah.
Share it. And so they use alchemy, magic, vibrational control, disturbing the frequencies on Earth, and parallel dimensions. And so now we can understand why, when we get to the fifth level, why it is that everything is, all the mind control nowadays is frequency. Everything is vibration and frequency. The quantum computers.
And frequency is light, too. A lot of people aren't aware of that. Light is a frequency, yeah.
That's right. It's not just sound.
Yeah,
and
so every kind of laser light, all of it, they have waves, yeah.
And so the mind control is based on this. So obviously they've pulled in this level of stuff that they are now releasing openly. And I remember when I started to discover this after just doing normal inner healing and normal bloodlines, which is how all I knew to help people, years ago when I started down this journey. And here we have survivors and we're starting to see, but there's more. And, Carmen, it's almost like the cult has got to a place where they say, we can't catch them out anymore. We don't know what they're doing anymore. We can't crack the systems. We can't get into their systems. Their systems are so shut. We can't get in. But it's because they are using frequency. And if the church has been very well programmed against the words frequency, energy, vibrations, don't go there. That's new age. And the thing is, God is the quantum creator. I did that whole presentation with you.
Yep.
God is the quantum creator. It's not the devil. And if we don't, as the church, start to learn about this and realize the dragons are they're here. They are being used. Their powers are being used. We are not going to be able to help the survivors. And so it's a challenge for the therapists to start getting and learning about energy weapons, learning about vibrations, learning about frequencies, because that's the world that we're in. And
Right.
not to run away from it. And
we could have entire churches praying against, and we could have entire churches praying against this, but instead they won't even talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they are actually praying against those who are starting to see the truth here.
There you go. That's so true. That's why I really do try to stay single focused on God, but I leave room because, like you said, you don't want to tell somebody you're completely wrong, because what if they're not? What if she really was a dragon rider because demons attacked her? And you want to be able to know the information and be able to help somebody through it.
Yeah. Now, you've got to have the weapons. And when I saw that I can't help the people, I can't help them with the knowledge I had and my method, what I was using method, isn't a method, but I mean, my prayers, I prayed my heart out, Carmen.
Yeah.
I really did. I tried my best. And I just couldn't get through. I couldn't get through. And it was only when I started to understand frequency and I started to understand this and realized that they have started to use this level of dragon. That's when I started to get a breakthrough and we could start cracking systems. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for the therapists out there. Don't run.
Don't be like Carmen. That's why I'm here and I let you do your thing. I'm not anointed for that.
Well, you are doing a very good job, Carmen.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, so there's a grid. These 5 dragons form a grid that covers the earth. The celestial dragon, the ascended dragon, the cosmic dragon, the galactic dragon, and the vibrational dragon, there it is. They have formed a network. And this is in the Word of God that says in Isaiah 25 that speaks about a web, a net that has been cast over all the nations. That's what these dragons have done. And they have formed a grid. So where the lines cross are the nodes, and these dragons are controlling the earth. And so you need to understand the role of the dragons. You need to know this is our end time battle. We can't ignore this. We can't make as though this is a lot of nonsense, because we are not going to be able to stand in the day of battle. And so I know that this is unlocking. I know that this is just the beginning of understanding what we are dealing with the dragons. And I know that people are going to take this, and the younger generation are going to get more things, and and more things will open up, because the minute you start putting your foot in the door and you push and you start getting it open, more and more things will open up generally for us to learn. And so God is busy opening up, I believe, a seal of Daniel, where God said, keep the seals closed until the day I give the.
Right.
And I do believe this is an opening up of a seal. And so to teach us, to help us, in this journey. All right, so the level 1 were these 5 dragons. Level 2 is now the 7-color dragon empire.
Wow.
So really did such a good job. An important principle is the color dragons come forth in many countries. They shapeshift to take on the traditions or norms of the culture of each nation. That's why in the East, you've got the Eastern dragon. In the West, you've got the Western dragon. And so they're not against each other. They have formed a grid. I mean, they are working together. They've taken hands, and they have now built this grid all over the world. And they have every country under their domain, under their control. But we know that the Word of God says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. So we must remember the Word, and we must know how to fight. We speak the Word. And so these colored dragons, they shapeshift, but it also remains the same spirit. So it doesn't matter whether it's in the East or whether it's in the West or wherever it is, it's still the same spirit. It's Satan. It's Satan. He just comes in different nations, different cultures, wherever the dragons have positioned themselves, so they've taken on the culture. So the green dragon, this is interesting, is the priestess of trees and spring waters. Now, when we do druids, you are going to see that dragons and druids dovetail.
Yes.
They start at the same place.
Yes.
They're exactly the same stuff.
Yes.
And so the source of green energy is the life energy, which they take, which actually belongs to God. God gives life. They take those building blocks and they hijack it, and they start building things. And so they would take the DNA building blocks and start mixing seed and creating hybrids. And so you see, that's how they harness what God has, because they've got nothing. They can only take what God has given. And so they hijack and then they pervert.